Hiya besties and welcome back to another video on my channel. How are we all doing today? I hope you are doing so well. I have been inspired this week. Spring is here and with spring comes cherry blossoms, and if there is one thing I absolutely love, it's cherry blossom season and also things with cherry blossoms on them. So I made this. I made a cute little cherry blossom purse this week and this little purse charm as well, and today I thought I would show you how I did it because I don't know, maybe you want a cherry blossom purse too, maybe? I've been spending quite some time scrolling through patterns and Pinterest to see if I could find a square that I liked for this, or like a general bag design, but I couldn't quite find what I was looking for. So I came up with this square. It is very similar but also different to everything else I've seen, and I also added embroidery and little beads. I can't help myself, I love adding beads to my projects. And then I also did these little gingham squares as well to like tie into the theme if you think like Hanami picnic, spring colors, tri-colored dango, cherry blossoms in general. Like this is a very spring color combination and I wanted to put that in the gingham squares. Looks like a picnic blanket, I love it. And actually now I'm kind of kicking myself for not also making a tri-colored dango as a bag charm. This keeps flipping the wrong way, but maybe we can do that another time. Today we crochet bag. I just want to quickly say here as well that if you would like a written pattern, there is one up on Ko-fi and Ravelry, and I will talk more about this at the end of the video too, but just so you know, there is also a written pattern if you like to follow those. But you will also have the full instructions to make this in this video that we're about to get into, so maybe we should get going so you learn how to make this. I think so. Let's go, let's do this. So for this project I want to make a purse style bag. I will be doing a 10 square bag construction with 6 of the squares as the Sakura design and 4 squares with a gingham. Last year I made a tote bag in a similar way, so if you would rather have a 13 square tote bag, I have a video linked in the description so you can follow that tutorial but with these squares. For this tutorial you would need to know basic stitches like chain, slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet and treble crochet, all in US terms. There is also optional embroidery and sewing on beads. These are easy and I'll of course take you through how I do it. Also optional sewing in lining, which you can totally skip if it's not your thing. The squares are mostly closed so the bag is pretty sturdy as it is. But I want to make this purse now, so I'm just gonna start making all of my squares right away. I am so excited. Let me not gatekeep any longer how to do this. To make the cherry blossom granny square, we will start with the actual cherry blossom. In a magic ring, chain 3 and make 14 double crochets. Slip stitch in the first stitch, then chain 3. In the same stitch, make 1 double crochet and 1 treble crochet. In the next stitch, make 1 treble crochet and 1 double crochet. Slip stitch in the next stitch. Repeat this for the next petal. 1 double crochet and 1 treble crochet in the same stitch. One treble crochet and 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Then slip stitch in the next stitch. Repeat 3 more times for a total of 5 petals. Then slip stitch into the bottom of the starting stitch. Now we need to add the ends of the petals. Chain 2, then slip stitch into the top of the first treble crochet. chain 2, half double crochet in the same stitch you slipped into, slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 2, half double crochet, slip in the next stitch, chain 2 and slip stitch into the stitch from row 1. This will be the same stitch you slipped into on row 2. Now repeat this for all 5 petals. And that is one flower all done. Again, we will need 6 of these for the bag. And if you're batch making the flowers and want to also do the bag charm, make 2 extra flowers. Then we can move on to the next step, adding on the green around the cherry blossom. This row is worked in the back loops only. Attach your yarn to any of the slip stitches between the petals of the flower. Chain 3. Make a puff stitch. Start as if you were making a double crochet by yarning over, going through to pull up a loop, but then yarn over again and pull up another loop 5 times. Then complete the puff stitch like a normal double crochet. Chain 1 and slip stitch into the top of the petal. Single crochet in the next stitch, then half double crochet, single crochet again, and slip stitch into the second top of the petal. Chain 1 and then make a puff stitch into the slip stitch between the petals. Repeat this around the entire flower until you reach your first puff stitch again. Chain 1 and slip stitch to the first puff. Fasten off. Now we can move on to the white colour. Due to the shape of the middle of the square, this first row of the white isn't entirely symmetrical, so please keep a close eye on the instructions for the row. Start by attaching your yarn in any of the half double crochets at the top of the petals. Chain 3, then double crochet in the same stitch. This first row of white is also worked in the back loops only. Double crochet in the next, then half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Half double crochet in the next, then place 2 double crochets into the next stitch. Chain 2 and place 2 more double crochets into the next stitch. Double crochet, 2 half double crochet, then make 3 single crochets. In the next 2 stitches, make half double crochets. Then double crochet twice in the next stitch. Chain 2, double crochet twice in the stitch after that. In the next stitch, double crochet, then half double crochet, 5 single crochets, half double crochet, and then 2 double crochets in the same stitch, chain 2. Double crochet twice in the next stitch. Double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet 4 times, half double crochet, and double crochet. Lastly, double crochet twice in your starting stitch, chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of your starting stitch. Now we will make a row of just double crochet around the square, starting by slip stitching in the space we just made and chaining 3. Double crochet in the same space. Then double crochet 12. Make 2 double crochets in the corner space, chain 2 and make 2 more double crochets in the same space. Then double crochet 12 and make a corner. Repeat for the last 2 sides, ending by making 2 double crochets in the starting corner, chaining 2 and slip stitching to the first stitch. Now we can fasten off, and that was the entire flower square. Like I mentioned earlier, for this bag we will need 6 of these squares. Then we can move on to the gingham squares, and they are a lot easier to make with some very easy colour work. Let's start by chaining 20 with your pink yarn. Then skip the first 2 chains and double crochet into the next stitch. Double crochet into the next 2 stitches. But before doing the finishing yarn over for the 3rd double crochet, attach your white yarn by yarning over and pulling through to complete the stitch. Now make 3 more double crochets in white, changing to the pink again for the last yarn over for the 3rd stitch. While working, make sure you crochet over the yarn you're currently not using, so you bring it with you. Continue repeating the pink and white alternating colours. and on your last 3 stitches, make 3 more double crochets without changing colour. Chain 1 and turn your work. Single crochet 3 times, but finish your 3rd stitch with the pink yarn. Now single crochet back along all of the stitches, changing colours as established until you reach the end of the row. On the last stitch, finish the stitch by attaching the green and chain 3. Turn your work. For these 2 rows we will do the exact same thing but alternating green and pink. You can leave your white yarn hanging on the back of your work. Double crochet in all stitches, changing colours as established. After completing your last stitch, chain 1 and turn. Now single crochet back, changing colours like established. And that is literally all there is to making a gingham square. Repeat the rows 3 more times so you have a square with 3 white and pink sections and 2 green and pink ones. We will need 4 of these squares, so let's get going with making all of the squares. Now that the squares are finished, I am going to do an additional but optional step to really turn these into cherry blossoms. I am going to embroider some details in the flowers with a darker pink. This is really easy, so even if you're not used to embroidering, I promise you can do it. I cut a long strand of a thinner, darker yarn and then I just go through the middle of my square, leaving about a 10 cm or 4-inch tail on the back side. Then I alternate making a stitch that's as long as row 1 with a stitch that's just a little bit longer all around the flower. A helpful tip is to sew into a crochet stitch, not between them, because that will make the yarn disappear. You can add as many or as few of these as you like, or none at all if you like that better. Fasten off by weaving in the ends. The next optional step I'm doing is adding beads to my work. This is also really simple. I use regular seed beads, sewing thread in a matching colour, and a thin enough sewing needle that it can pass through the bead. A tip for easy fastening of the thread is to cut a piece of thread double the length you need. Then thread both thread ends through the needle, leaving a loop at the end. I go through the end of one of the embroidered stitches, pick up a bead and then go back into the square with a needle a few yarn threads away from where I first started. To fasten this first thread, just pass the needle through the loop at the end of your thread on the back side of your square and pull tight. Now we can continue sewing on beads. Sew one bead to each embroidered stitch. There is no need to cut the thread in between beads, just keep going to the next stitch. Once you're done sewing on beads, sew in place on the back side of your square a couple of times and weave in the thread for a few stitches to fasten it off. Now it is time to talk about bag construction. Piecing together a granny square bag always looks weird at first, but bear with me, I swear I have an actual plan. Let's first lay the squares out on the table and get an overview. I want to have all of them facing the same way up, so I identify the starting corner, aka the one with the tail of yarn, and point it upwards. Same with the row of gingham, I want them facing the same way as well. This row will have 3 squares. Then one more row of 2 flowers pointing up, 1 square of gingham, and then 2 more flower squares, but with the starting corner pointing in the opposite direction. This is because this will be the top of the other side of the bag. This all looks good to me, so I will go ahead and attach them all together with stitch markers so we can better see how this will look. Let's flip it over and attach things together on this side as well by just folding in the side squares here, and OMG, it's so cute! It is now time to attach all of the squares, and to do that we will work along the diagonals. I will do my favourite join for this, a single crochet through the back loops of both squares. This creates a raised seam and a bit of a border between the squares, which I really like the look of. You can use whichever join you like best though. I start at the very centre of the bag and attach my yarn to the corner stitches, following the diagonal down to the corner of the bag. It can be a bit tricky identifying back loops in the sides of the gingham squares. This is totally fine, just crochet them together as best you can, and I promise it will look fantastic anyway. Here I ran into some troubles in my workflow as we have a very floofy little princess demanding cuddles and attention. Once you reach the corner of the bag, turn the bag over and continue attaching the diagonal together up to the center of the bag again. Once you reach the center, continue down the other diagonal from the center down to the corner. Then flip the bag over again and work back up to where we started, and fasten off. After a little cat intermission, we can start with the second join. Attach the yarn again to the back loops of the top corner pieces. Then do exactly what we did for the first join and work along the diagonals around the bag. Crochet over the previous joins in between squares when you get to them. You can do the entire second seam in one go, just follow the diagonals around the bag until you reach where you started. Fasten off here as we will now crochet around the top of the entire bag. Attach your yarn to the top right corner. In the corner space, place 2 single crochets, chain 2 and 2 more single crochets. Then single crochet until 1 stitch from the join in the middle. Here, single crochet 3 together by going into the next stitch, the join and the first stitch of the next square. Then single crochet again until the next corner. Make another corner. Then single crochet until 1 stitch before the join. Single crochet 3 together again, and repeat this for the entire second side of the bag. Once you reach your starting corner again, slip stitch to the first stitch. Then here is where I will give you options. Both options include chaining stitches. Here you can either do a continuous strap, like in the strawberry bag, in which case I will refer to that video linked in the corner and description, or we can do something fun and quirky and make a detachable strap, which I am going to do right here and right now. To make the detachable strap option, first chain 8. Slip stitch into the same corner space, chain 1, turn your work and single crochet into every chain. Then single crochet into every stitch until 1 stitch before the middle of the side where we previously decreased. Single crochet 3 together, then continue single crocheting until you reach the next corner. Single crochet 1 into the corner, then chain 8, slip stitch into the same space, chain 1, turn your work and single crochet into each chain. Then single crochet back to the other loop we did while maintaining the decrease in the middle of the side as well. Once you reach the loop, slip stitch into the base of the loop and fasten off. Turn your bag over and attach the yarn to the top right corner of that side. Chain 8, slip stitch into the same space, and repeat what we just did for these 2 corners as well, so that each corner has a loop and the sides of the bag have 3 rows of single crochet. Now to make our detachable straps. I will be chaining for as long as I want the strap, plus about 6 centimeters. For me this was 70 chain stitches plus 1, as I wanted a shorter strap for a bit of a shoulder bag kind of look. Skip the first chain and then single crochet into every stitch. Once you reach the end, chain 1, turn your work and single crochet into every stitch. I recommend leaving a longish tail both where you start your chain and after fastening off. To attach our straps, we're gonna need some hardware. There are probably more equally clever ways one could attach these, but I'm going to go with these clips that I had in my miscellaneous craft stash of things that I have collected over the years. I slide the clip onto the strap, then fold the strap in over the clip and sew it in place with the yarn tail I left in the previous step. Then I do the same thing in the other end of the strap. Make sure you fold both ends in on the same side. And that's a strap. And you know what? That is also a wrap on this project, unless you want to do 2 more optional steps. Now, one optional step I like adding when I crochet a bag is I like to add some lining. This adds structure, or rather prevents warping over time. I'll first make a pattern by tracing half of my bag onto paper, marking the middle as that needs to go on the fold of our lining fabric. Then I will place this on our lining fabric, again folded, and trace around it. I cut it out with a little bit of seam allowance on all sides except the fold. We will need 2 identical pieces. I pinned the pieces right side together and sewed around the sides and bottom. I like to notch the seam allowance in the corners. I just cut out a little V from the seam allowance, making it easier to fold down in the shape I want. Now I will place the piece in the bag, wrong sides together. I pinned the lining in place whilst also folding down the seam allowance. Then I sewed it in place using my sewing machine from the outside. Take care doing this and go slow so you catch the lining in your seam. You can of course also hand sew this, but yeah, done! That's our bag finished. I just have one extra little thing I want to add. I want to make a little bag charm. I have 2 extra flowers and I'm going to slip stitch them together into a squishy puffy little flowery dangly by once again going to the back loops of both sides. I did a slip stitch for this join and I think it would have maybe turned out better if I sewed or did a single crochet join because the front and back don't look the same, but I did this and I'm gonna call it a design feature. I slip stitched them together until I reached a place where I wanted to do the strap part. I made mine in between 2 petals. Chain for as long as you would like it to hang from the bag, times 2 and a little extra, and then slip stitch again into the same stitch to create a loop. I also stuffed the flower with a bunch of yarn ends at this point. Then I continued closing the flower and fastened off, hid the yarn tail inside the flower and looped it onto the bag. And now, truly, that is a wrap. Friends, we made a bag and I am so excited about this one. I want to recap a little and also just have a little bit of a waffle about my design process, and also later we will talk pattern, but can we just take a second to be like, wow, that is a cherry blossom purse, because it is, and I love it. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this one, and I feel like it's been a while since I did a real tutorial too, so it's been fun putting this together. But design process, like, where do I start? Long-time viewers know that I originally wanted to make a cardigan or like a bolero or airy flowy top with light cherry blossom motifs on it. I, however, have a lot going on at the moment. All positive things, please do not worry, I am a-okay, but behind the scenes there's stuff and it's kind of encroaching on my crochet time, so I had to accept the fact that if I want to make a design that is easy to make in any size, which I do, I like patterns that are for everyone, I would need a lot more time than I currently have. And I also had a bit of a hard time like actually deciding what I wanted for the look of the top. So with all of that in mind, I took a step back and I was like, well, what do I want to do as like a Sakura themed accessory? What do I feel is something I would like to just sit and make right now? And the answer was simply a purse. I wanted a cherry blossom pink and mint purse. So here we are. We have a purse. It took a few iterations of the square too. First I tried making the one that I found on Pinterest that is like, it turned out very open and very holy, and I feel like for a purse you kind of need a more stable fabric, if that makes sense. I went on to make my own square, which is almost fully closed with a lot more stitches, and it kind of also reminds me of sashiko with the round circle around the cherry blossom and these little, like, it makes kind of a geometrical look. I am really enjoying this square. Anyway, it is a lot of stitches in one. It's sturdy and I'm happy with it, and the gingham squares are just really fun to make, and it reminds me of picnic blankets, which reminds me of hanami, and then we are back at cherry blossoms, so it's perfect, if I may say so myself. And pattern, yes, there is a pattern. I have a pattern. The pattern is on Ko-fi and on Ravelry, and while this video only included instructions for the purse, the pattern also has instructions, all the instructions for the tote bag as well, which is the same construction as my previous granny square tote bag that I have a video for up in the corner as well. And the pattern also has both instructions for the detachable straps and the regular continuous straps. So here's the one thing I didn't say about the straps in the video. By the way, this detachable business makes it possible to play around with different lengths and styles of straps too. I would have included more straps in the video, but in my stash of miscellaneous craft objects that I've been gathering and hoarding for the past many years, in that stash I only had 4, and I also ran out of time for the video before I could get more. So we have the short shoulder bag kind of straps for this one, but you could easily make a long strap, a shoulder strap as well, like a crossbody strap, and just use it diagonally, or you could make 2 long straps, or you could make whatever you like. The possibilities are virtually endless, which is what's so fun about it, and I am so excited that I decided to do clip-on straps. But yeah, anyway, pattern is up. Please go check it out if you like the bag. Even if you don't want to get the pattern, a little heart on Ravelry would be super helpful and highly appreciated as well. Thank you for checking out the pattern, or like a share the Ko-fi post, or share my post on Instagram. That would be super duper appreciated as well, so thank you so much if you go and do that. But yeah, that's kind of it. I think we made a bag, and now I want to ask you, what's your favorite season? Mine is evidently spring. And maybe what's your favorite flower? Evidently mine is cherry blossom. Also, what color combination would you do if you were to make this bag? Tell me in a comment down below. I am super duper interested to hear. Or tell me about your week or your Easter plans, if you have Easter plans. Chat about anything. I like to chat to you guys, so let's have a little chatteroony in the comments. And if you don't feel like chatting, that is completely totally fine too. I get you. I'm not always feeling chatty either, so it's totally fine. Just go ahead and leave some spring or Easter themed emojis so we get the vibes going. And while you are in the comments, please take a small second to like the video if you liked it, as this helps me out a ton. Thank you. And if you are new here, hi, hello and welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you are new here and you would like to keep seeing what I get up to on the channel in the future with my projects and videos, please consider clicking the subscribe button down below, and also ring the bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. We do all kinds of fun things on here, like knit and crochet challenges and tutorials like this one. We do cozy weekly vlogs, we do crafting live hangouts. So if this sounds like something for you, please feel free to stick around and join the little cozy crafting club we have going here on the channel. We also have a Discord for the cozy crafting club, and cozy crafting club, by the way, it's all of you who are subscribed. It's you. Welcome to the Cozy Crafting Club. But it's open to all of you guys, and it's very active and a great place to share your projects or chat with friends about your day or games, pets, stuff. You can find that linked in the description as well. And if you want to get extra cozy, you can become a member of the channel as well. We have 2 tiers. we have the extra cozy and super cozy, and super cozy get access to members only live streams, and all members get access to extra posts about the cats and little emojis you can use in chat and comments, and I will be eternally grateful for your support as well. Also, if you like cozy gaming, I have a second channel. Where I post Animal Crossing and Hello Kitty Island Adventure stuff, as well as I stream the two games on there as well, so go check that out if that's also your jam and you like my vibe. Thank you if you do that. Don't forget to check out the bag pattern, like I said earlier, if you liked what we did here today. And yeah, other than that, I don't think I have a lot more to say and yap about today, so I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Easter if you're celebrating, and otherwise a very, very happy weekend to you, and I will see you again very, very soon in my next video. You guys take care now. Bye!